What's going on, everybody? It's Keymaster 84 coming at you guys today with a brand new episode. That's right. That's what we do almost daily. I'm kind of pissed at myself that I missed those 2 days. I had stuff to talk about, and I failed. It sucks. I'm regretting my decisions now that I made then, which is dumb because I can't do anything about that. That was days ago now. Can't go back in time. Haven't mastered that yet. Working on it. But yeah, so today's gonna be a little different. I'm gonna talk about something that kind of been on my mind a little bit. Not a little bit actually. And we're gonna talk about it. It's gonna lead in. You guys will see later on how this ties in with Project X. You guys will see what's going on. Big bro, since I know you're probably gonna be the only person that watches this is this kind of shit I'm talking about right now. All right. So my big thing this last week, probably the worst kept secret on the planet, minus the UFOs of Roswell. That's a video from another time, guys. Just bear with me. Who made it into the LCS North America division? Because they're completely changing how they're doing everything. Everything's going to be franchised. We're going to have franchise teams. It's going to be more like a traditional, like, baseball or football or basketball. You're going to have regionalized, like, these guys play here, these guys play there, This is where they're from, So it's going to be like, there's not going to be how it has been where it's like, oh, you guys suck this split? Fighting for your life. Not going to have that. Not anymore. No. It's going to be more franchise. Now, and this is where I was having a hard time because, like, I love the fact that Optic Gaming got a spot. Love it. They're my favorite esports team, bar none. I've been following them for, man, I want to say like 08, 09. It's been a while. I don't know. I think it was Black Ops. Yeah, I want to say it was Black Ops. I started watching them. But moral of the story is, guys, is with this new franchise system, a lot of the incumbent teams, everybody had a chance. Everybody had a chance to make it in, equal chance, we'll call it, to make it in. And a lot of huge, if you guys watched our TBD podcast from this last week on Emergent, which, now that I think about it, won't be out until the same time today. So you guys have not watched it yet, but when you do, you guys know what I'm talking about, is a lot of basketball teams are in. I mean, like, I want to say it was the Cavs, the Warriors, Golden State, and I forget the fourth. Oh, Madison Square Gardens. Knicks. They are all in. So then we got the Yankees are in. Now granted, all these guys are all backing certain teams. It's not like well, actually not even all of them now that I think about it. Like the Cavs have just been like, hey, we got a spot. The Golden State guys like, hey, we just got a spot. And it's a lot of money we're talking, guys. I mean, just the initial buy-in is $3 million. $3 million for a spot in the LCS franchise league. Absolutely insane money, in my opinion. I think it's awesome for esports as a whole that we're kind of getting this thing. It is following somewhat of the Overwatch style that they're going for. We'll see how that plays out once they get rolling. They haven't even announced all the teams yet, who they're going to be. So it's pretty entertaining. I'm really excited about it. My one biggest con, TSM, Cloud9, CLG, and Team Liquid are the only incumbent teams to make it to the franchise position. That's it. Well, I guess an Echo Fox, because they're part of the Yankees bid in. But, so you got 5 of 16 going down to 10 teams. So they're already going to cut out 6 teams, period. I mean, even if it was all incumbent teams, 6 teams just wouldn't have made it. Straight up the hop. 10, they're only doing 10 teams. So 6 teams were already going to get cut regardless of what happened. Now, teams like Immortals didn't make it. They have outperformed pretty much every single team in the North American LCS, except for the spring split this last year, but have really done it really, really well. Performed amazing at Worlds, better than most competition, the rest of the North America that made it to Worlds, minus C9 this year. But as much as I love the fact that Optic Gaming got a spot, I feel like having such a minority stake as far as these returning teams, I mean, it's great for all the incoming teams. Awesome. Great for you guys. I'm glad the sport is growing. I'm glad to see traditional sports taking a chance on esports. I mean, it's getting a lot of hype and a lot of build-up, you guys. It's going to be amazing here in about 5 to 10 years. I mean, China's already ahead of us on this. Korea's already ahead of us on this. Japan's already ahead of us on this, as far as them compared to us, as far as how much what's the word I want to use here? How much importance they put on esports, and and that's proven at Worlds every single year. I mean, I don't think a American besides when it very first started, but I think the last 3 years, I don't think Worlds how it is now, where you have 7 or 8 different leagues that feed into Worlds. I do not think that a North America team has performed better than C9 did this year. I don't think anybody's made it to the Final Four as far as how Worlds is done now. TSM, I think, made it a while ago, but that was a while ago. Been a while since they've been at the top. And that's, it is what it is. But I think, I don't know, as much as I loved all the teams that did get in and the opportunities that are being afforded to people who aren't traditionally from the space, and some of the teams that ended up falling out because of everything. I mean, you got teams like Immortals, Envious is out, and that kind of hurts me. I mean, I really would have loved to have seen Envious. Now, I don't know if I know Immortals put in an offer to be in the franchise league, but I don't know if Envious did, so I can't comment fully on what the plan is. Granted, Envious is going to be in the Overwatch League, so same thing with Immortals. So it's really hard to say exactly what was going on behind the scenes, you guys. I don't know. Obviously, I'm not privy to those conversations. I'm not that big yet. One day we will be there. But the big thing, guys, is do you guys like seeing this? Do you guys like seeing esports being treated as more of a traditional sport, as far as having franchise locked teams? Or did you guys like more of the, hey, you guys didn't perform well this split, you guys are on the chopping block, you guys got to beat some up-and-comers who could potentially take your spot if you don't perform well? Now, granted, I understand owners of these bigger teams weren't too happy because they're like, dude, why would we invest so much money into you guys if we have no guarantees? We could invest $5 million into League of Legends, but we could be out next split. So I understand where the owners are coming from. I mean, that's a hard investment to make, man. I mean, you're talking, that much money. It's even if it was $3 million where the buy-in is right now, you'd be buying in for $3 million and not having any guarantee whatsoever. I mean, you could be out the very first split. You could come into the league and be out the very first split, which it's hard to stomach. But I think for esports as a whole, I think it's great. I think it's an awesome opportunity to see how it works. Same thing with the Overwatch League. I mean, they're doing a little bit differently than League of Legends is doing, but that should also be really interesting to watch because they're treating it, again, as more of a traditional sport. They're actually going to the point where it's like certain people, certain teams, certain cities, all of that route. They're LCS went like, so here's normal esports. LCS went like here, and then LCS went here, and then Overwatch is like, oh, we're going all the way. I mean, you're having like city locked teams. Like there's a team in Houston, a team in Austin, a team in LA, a team in Shanghai, so forth and so on. They're going that route, plus the guaranteed pay, plus the performance pay, plus these guys' contracts. It's a real sport feeling. It's kind of crazy, honestly. But I don't know. I'm still a little on the fence. I'm leaning more towards, I like the idea of these franchise leagues because it makes people want to invest. I mean, if you were an investor, would you want to spend $1 million of your investment money on something that could be done in 3 months? I mean, really, that's how you had to look at it. Would you want to invest in a league where your team could be knocked out in 3 months? Or would you want to take your $1 million and invest it in a franchise opportunity, with a few other people, and then, not necessarily have as much risk as you would otherwise? It's hard to say. But I think this is a huge thing. And then another huge thing I'll probably be covering later this week is collegiate esports is having, the NCAA is actually stepping in and being like, hey guys, I think we need to talk about some regulations. You guys have way too many scholarships out there right now for esports athletes for us to just keep on letting you do whatever you want to do. There's going to have to be some regulations. Let's figure out what the hell's going on. So that's another huge story that is developing. I'm really excited to see what happens with all that, because the minute the NCAA gets rules and more schools start picking up esports, Call of Duty teams and Halo teams and Dota teams and, whatever it may be, it's going to get insane real fast. So guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what your guys' opinion on is, if you guys are enjoying the fact that we are going to more of a franchise, traditional sport system for esports, or if you guys really prefer the scrappy, you never know what's going to happen any weekend, what team's going to come up that we never even heard of before, kind of esports thing. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Also, make sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button. It would be greatly appreciated. Really make me feel good about myself. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, guys, the Keymaster 84, and as always, we play games to make games. Haters gonna hate. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.